So great to see you, many new faces. Thank you for switching your cameras on. I can see you, I can interact better. It's amazing. So, well, thank you. Oh, I can see people that I haven't seen for a long time. Hello, everyone. So happy to be with you again. Right. So, for today, guys, I would like you to picture a couple of things. So we're going to start. I'm going to start sharing, and of course, this will be a dialogue. We're going to explain the market as usual. But now, I would like you to keep this image here. Let's see how many of you here are you guys. Do you guys drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you use GPS navigator?
Yes.
Yes.
Does this sound familiar?
Ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Waze.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is it? What does it do?
It tells you where to go, navigating.
And how does it do it?
Like Google.
Like Google. Okay, so basically, yes, this is it. This is GPS. Well, so the first thing that it does is it's technology, obviously. The first thing that it does is locate you. So once you are located, then it calculates the best route for you to arrive from place A to place B. Okay. Unlike other similar GPS navigators, Waze has a community behind. Yeah, so it's the users who interact and can actually help other users in real time. So they have, well, this digital technology. Imagine now that we apply it to education, right? With the idea of the community behind. So this is what Oxinity is. Now, what we do is, again, we measure every single input. We have created that SaaS, it's service, so software as a service, or technology that helps teachers teach faster. So the way we do it is, right, you can imagine textbooks and pretty much, I don't know, 90% of the providers still use textbooks and still follow this analogical model. So to go digital or to digitalize education is not just to take some books and digitalize them. We have that. It's not even take the channel and like Zoom and use it, or a whiteboard. This is not. These are just tools. To digitalize education means actually be able to measure and store information, store information. And once we have, you see, this is once we take the education from this stage and we turn it into digital, means that we can apply filters. We situate first, or we locate where the students stand, like Waze with us. We know their starting point, the exact starting point, and then we are able to calculate the fastest route for them. Not only that, but because we measure in real time all the strategies that we apply, we can adjust or calibrate the route after each interaction. So we apply filters within from the back end. What are these filters? We don't need the content that is already acquired. We don't need to use it because that would be repetition. We know what the need is, so we identify the need and we go to cover it. And we also take away those contents that are not acquired but are too complex. So these are also within the student reach yet. So this is done daily. And the way to do it is, or the way to, the tool actually that we use to address this strategy is with the activities, which again, we measure every day with every interaction. So that way you guys can teach faster and better. This is what digitalizing education means. This is it. Now, along with that, when you digitalize, when you have this vision, and when you are able to digitalize education in this way, then you need some tools for the users. So, what are the users? Well, students in your clients, your students in the first place. For that, we have created the app oxinity.com, where we use big data to store all the information from them and to calibrate the fastest route for each one of them. Yeah, it's very personal. For you guys in im.oxinity.com, we have all the content, all the class content based on, again, calculate all the routes for each student in each class are calculated there. So when you see activities, it's not just, oh, well, it's a nice activity, I'm going to teach it, or it's not so nice, I'm going to skip it. It actually, the activity tells you, it's a small, mark in the route that tells you this is needed, this is necessary. Okay, so it traces the route for each student. Then we have the virtual assistants, we call it vendor. It's the neurologic center, we call it, because it concentrates all the service that we provide, and we are able to act up in real time upon on it. So we have a team of people, and you have been interacting with them, that monitor all the connections and help people in real time, especially in the online classes. They help you, they help the student. And until here, you may say, okay, so all this is clear, right? But then we go further and we have created business models. So why bothering? Because we can simply monetize all these digital products, and that's that. Why do we need business models? So we need business models basically because before I show you what business models we've created, we need business models because we think that there is no quality without teachers being able to make good living from it. And now, right now, the market, the situation of the industry is literally smashing the teacher. Now, we've been talking about it, how you go, and all of you know that there are big platforms that can provide hours for you, because let's face it, what you need are hours. Yeah, all this is beautiful, digitalizing education, having all the content, making your life easier, defining the route for each student. This is beautiful, but you need hours. And hours are out there. You have to go and get them, and it can be a jungle. Now, hours, especially when all the marketplaces emerged, they made the situation of teachers very complicated. But there is another consequence. So the complication comes from a lot of concentration of offer, means that you compete in price, full stop. There is no more to it. Those who think that you can make a difference with quality, forget about it. The teacher above or below you will destroy that strategy, right? So when we compete in price, forget about it. But marketplaces have also made it very difficult for academies to survive. Right now, academies, which is the other alternative that you may think about. So I either will go and get hours in marketplaces or in academies. But academies today either are closing or about to close. Small academies are. Yeah. Then we have chains, which have different business models. They put a lot of money into the premises. They make them beautiful. But again, teachers are a cost. So how can you guys get hours, right? In order to get hours, I'm going to show you some models. That's why we need them, because eventually we know that you have to make a good living so that you can happily provide this quality and grow. Now, before I show you the strategies that we think, you guys tell me what strategies do you know? How you can you get hours? On the top of your head, I can get hours. Where? Who wants to give it a go? Andres or Georgie? Come on, no.
Georgie always talks, so I don't
Georgie,
know.
Georgie talks. Yeah.
I'm just going to repeat what you have said before, but you mean out of safety, if we need to get out, if we want hours, we need to demonstrate and show that we are quality teachers and reliable. So the wider the scope of our availability, and as long as we respect the teaching system to the max and we have help for that, we will be assigned teaching hours. And if we are an amazing partner and we can share our own clients with the rest of the community, that would also be a way, I think.
So this is great. This is great, and this is fantastic. And probably right now we have to think, yes, but we have new teachers here and consolidated partners. So the consolidated partners know and understand Georgina. They know what it is. But a new partner, say Barbara. Barbara, welcome to you. Why would Barbara trust us? Why would she? I mean, she doesn't know us at all. So why would she trust us? Uh, it sounds too good to be true, right? One of those things that you read online. Noxinity is too good to be true. So there must be something wrong about it. Okay, so, well, before Barbara answers where you can get hours, Mari Carmen, what do you think?
For new teachers to help Barbara in this case, right? What I would tell her is to try and share the IDC number that she's got on her promo button on her screen on her platform. Copy paste that, share it with her clients, with her friends, to get organized there first and see how she's going to see a lead on her platform, and from there she will get hours from Xinity as a first step. That
Okay.
would be the answer for new teachers.
So this is it, and I'm reading Barbara's thoughts, and she's now thinking this is too difficult, and why would I bother? There are easiest ways. Come on, I don't need this.
I would ask her, why don't you need to do copy paste and get a client and get more hours? I would answer her.
That's kind of weird, right, Barbara? Am I reading your thoughts here, or I'm just?
Actually, I've been to all of the webinars and it doesn't sound that complicated. And to be honest, before I even had my first interview, I did one thing that I always do when I'm searching jobs. I just went to social media, your social media, and see the comments. And you have very good reviews from teachers that are either teaching or teach at Xfinity. So for me, that's always a good thing to see. So obviously I still need to see it for myself, but I feel optimistic about it.
Okay. So, okay, thank you, because I have to tell you, well, I'm kind of making a spoiler here, that it's very difficult, but don't take these words. Don't forget about this now. So, Andres, how about you? What do you say?
Hi. Well, Georgina has always stole my answer, but I will tell Barbara this. I heard you compare this to a job, and it's very, very important that from the get-go, we all understand, especially new teachers, that this is not a job. This is you opening your own business. And when you open your own business, at first, it'll always be very, very difficult. What is this one thing that differentiates this business from any other business? And it's that all the tools are readily available for you. Oxinity gives you every tool for you to be successful. You just have to listen to them and learn how to implement all these different features that they have in order to achieve success much sooner than you would on your own. And if you look at it like that, you look at it as a new business, then you will understand and be aware and be patient with the process at the beginning, because eventually it will pay off. And that eventually very much depends on your ability to actually do the work. So you can see benefits. It took me about 3 months to get a very, very, very steady flow of clients and to start making a very good living. And I think I turned, 3 years with Oxinity this October.
Wow.
And still all going very, very well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for this. So this is a real testimonial, Georgie. I'll give you the chance to explain further, but let me explain this because I think that we need to explain this. So before understanding what even using, why using the IDC, why pasting, that it's easy, etc., etc., I think that we have to understand how can we get ours, right? So the first thing is a marketplace. Now, Barbara, you have high chances to get many hours in a marketplace. I have to tell you this, yeah? Because in marketplaces, you compete with a nice photograph, which you will be able to provide. And next step, you only have to lower your price. Then you will get tons of hours. Will you be happy with them? I doubt it, but you will get them. Yeah. So this is option number one. Now, option number two is, okay, so why if I don't have the optimum conditions? Why if I'm not a young, blonde, beautiful lady, native speaker, blah, 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 yeah? Why if I don't have all these conditions? Why if I'm not the chosen one out of 8,000? Right? What happens now? What if I don't want to be paid €5 an hour, €4 an hour, but I want to make actually a living from it? So how do I go about it? Yeah. So this is why we have created here the models that we have created. Okay. So the first model is something that you guys have used, and it's very easy actually to use. This is your teacher profile. So when you pitch your profile, you hope for someone to choose it. And you can do it in tus clases particulares, Preply, everywhere. But, you know, it's going to be very hard. And the cost will be the rate per hour. So the lower it is, the more successful you will be. Perfect. But your profile is something that you can use to attract students, of course. Yeah, if they like you, of course they will stay with you. But this is one model. Yeah, the model of private students. So they can be online, they can be also in person. Now, if they are in person, you have to know that why we have here cafeterias, because if classes are in person, then again your students would want to pay as little as possible. If they want to pay as little as possible, your alternative is grouping. Otherwise, going from from your place to the student place, for instance, you're increasing the time. So you're not you have to calculate not just 1 hour for teaching, but 2 hours. One of them will be commuting. And then whatever you cash per hour you have to divide by 2. So the best option in this case is, okay, so why don't I group students? But again, it won't be in my place, but I have a cafeteria downstairs. So I'm going to the cafeteria, I'm opening a place there, and I can start grouping students there. Yeah, it may not be immediate, but definitely profitable. Okay, so on top of that, you can have another strategy. Yeah, so we said your profile in marketplaces or here, and then you can have another strategy, which is, for instance, a strategy that Georgina is using. So Georgina is using the strategy of social media. And when in social media, and she will acknowledge it, problem number one is content. Now, if you have ready-to-use content, then the problem is solved. It's what Mari Carmen said, copy-paste. Yeah, so you share and you can hope for people to react, okay? But you can also go for another strategy here, another model, which is, and if I don't have all the necessary, because no one has all the elements in one, no profile has everything that the student may want in their profile. Yeah, some look for business English, some look for English for kids, some look for whatever their objective, their idea of the ideal teacher is. So by offering just a community of teachers, what you do here in Oxinity, and only here, you can offer, you're telling the student, choose any of the profile you want, any of them. How you will benefit? You will simply exchange the hours. So this is another thing that you have to remember. Our models work when we learn to exchange. So why would we exchange? And then it requires an explanation, because it's not like going crazy about finding your fit and who you can exchange with, because we facilitate that. We make it easy for you. But offering you as a teacher, giving the student the chance to choose from any profile, simply increases the chances of a good purchase, because the student will choose, and you will exchange the hour, the chosen hour, for a convenient hour. This is it. So this is why it's easy. And why do you need to exchange? Because your individual schedule is very hard to fill. Look at this, even if you work 7 days a week, which I don't recommend you, it is too much, you know, you have maximum 7, but let's go realistic. You have 5 lunch times and 5 afternoons, and no one is going to want to fill your gap at 11 a.m. Everyone will want 1 o'clock, everyone will want 2 o'clock if companies, everyone will want 5 to 6, 6 to 7 if private students or kids. You don't have much of it. It's very hard to fill. So once if it's empty, it's very easy until it gets to the point where, okay, now what? If I already teach at that hour, but I don't teach at 11 and I want to teach at 11, then what? So it's much better for you guys to adopt this, for instance, this approach and say, hey, you know what? You choose whoever you want at the time that you want, because we have teachers all over the world, 4 continents. So you choose it, and I'm happily afterwards exchange it and fill my gaps, mine. And how will I do it? I'm not going to bargain with my colleague, with Andres, with Mari Carmen, with Kaylee, with Blanca. No. I'm going to tell Oxinity, hey, Oxinity, here is my student just chose, or my client just chose Blanca. Can I have an 11 a.m. class? Of course. So this is how you get classes. This is it. So either you try to pitch your profile and you alone go on a fierce competition with thousands of profiles, or you use thousands of profiles for you. Only that Preply won't allow you to do that. Tus clases particulares, and sorry, I'm using them, but well, whatever. Tus clases particulares won't allow you to do that. It's not absolutely out of question. We do allow you to do that. So you can do it, right? So you can do this, and especially when we think of social media, yeah, we notice it's difficult and it takes time. So we help you. Andres just said, it took me 3 months to make it work. Okay, but we didn't wait for Andres to get his first client. We helped him. Why? We measure everything. Remember that? And we saw what he was doing. So he was saying, all right, I'm going to listen to you guys. So what do you say? Social media, it works and it's slow. Fair enough, but I'm going to do it. Or my contacts, so I'm going to do it. Or my profile, I'm going to do it. So he was just taking the approach of I'm going to do it. Bev, she's not here. I hope she can watch us. Bev is trying a very hard market, but she's trying every day. What do? We appreciate it, we see, and we help her. And the rest of you as well. So those who actually understand that things take time, but eventually once you get to the stage where you know now the market works for you, so we see that, we help you. Yeah, because we know, Gergo said it last time, teachers need stability. We know it, right? So we know it, but we're not fool. So when we say we're not stupid, and we also want something from you, that something is to understand that in a class, you have someone else's, not Oxinity's client. If it's Oxinity, I can waste them. No. You're teaching someone else's client. You're teaching client that Georgina has recruited, Josie has recruited, Blanca has recruited, Kaylee, Gergo, anyone, everyone here. Therefore, I can't do whatever I want based on the fact that I'm a great teacher and that's that. No, I have to take my students from point A to point B with the fastest route. This is it. I have to understand that that person has relied on us to take them from point A to point B with the fastest route. And that excludes some practices, guys. That excludes them. That it allows you to change practices of, say, a classic. My activities are bad this week. They're very bad. Okay, change them. Do something else, but cover this content. Do a great activity that you can come up with, but do this content. Your student needs it. We've measured it. We know they need this. So, or don't rely on your charm and small talk because it can be very boring for your students. So another classic is, I'm just going to spend my hour chatting and we're having this pleasant conversation. So where are you taking them? You're changing the route. With what purpose? So where do you have a strategy? Are they actually going to learn faster that way? Or we're going to have to deal with comments such as, my teacher did a gap fill, I was bored, they made me read, etc., etc. Okay, so to this I say, if you understand why this community has adopted certain practices, then it will be very easy to kind of situate and calibrate even your teaching skills. It's very easy to calibrate them. Okay, so, and please, when just a parenthesis here, if a student provides feedback, some of you, if they tell you, I did a reading and it was boring, do not assume that it's not that. It is that. Do not assume, perhaps they wanted to be alone. Perhaps no. Perhaps no. They tell you, I don't want to read. That's it. Perhaps they want a one-to-one class. No, they're Georgina's client in an open web class. That's what they want. Perhaps they don't want anything but the system, perhaps, yeah? So these are the things that we have to think when we operate together. The result is maximum for you. Optimization, time optimization, money optimization. Okay, so scaling, not leaving, not being pending on, will I be ready? What will they want? Will I have to change? Will I have to collect this class so they will cancel on me and I'm going to, you know, to count with 25% less at the end of the month? This is it. So we know it's hard, but that's why we help you on return of attitude. And then what have you achieved? Well, actually, it's quite impressive, yeah, because together we have done all this. So look at it. Look at it. Look at the visual of things that not only you can understand, but you have created them. You're part of them. These 25,000 activities, editable in real time. This is yours. It comes from you. It goes to you. It's yours. This 90 partners in 4 continents, it's for you again. That allows us to cover classes from 8 in the or 7 in the morning to 2 p.m. No, 2 a.m. at 2 a.m. at night because of our colleagues in Mexico. So that's why I say you can choose. You can choose how to concentrate your hours because of this network. All the webinars, all the app questions, all this is quite impressive. You have done it, and a very impressive conversion rate. So a funnel is 25% conversion rate, and for some of you, it's even more. For who? For those who interact a lot with your prospects. You guys absolutely nail it. Yeah. So benchmark. So how we approach the market here. Yeah, so we approach the market with a very clear strategy that you deserve better, that you can't live on 7 euros and 11 euros and I don't know, 10 euros or whatever, that you have to be able to make a good living, but without either. So it's not an either we smash the student or we smash the teacher. No, no, no. Both have to have their best solution. But on top of that, on top of everything, we go to market with a product. So it's not just, oh, the preparation is on the teacher, they're an expert, spend 2 more hours preparing. No, we have a digital product ready to use, calibrates the route and provides fastest learning. So this is it. This is what we do, right? And again, based on trust and based on exchange. So trust is built little by little. We know it. And we know that we have to give the first step.